Charlie Booth and How Long on BBC Radio Somerset. I'm Charlie Taylor with you through until 10 o'clock tonight. We're talking sport between 7 and 8, as we always do on a Tuesday night. I'm very pleased. We're going to talk boxing now with Luis Martelo. Hi, Luis. Nice to have you here.
Hello, Charlie.
Thanks for coming in. Luis, you're a trumpeter, aren't you? We might recognise you if you listen to Luke's show. You've been on his show before.
Yes. So almost everyone in this town knows me as the trumpet player, or the trumpet man, and I'm boxing as well. So
I love that. So you're from Taunton, and how did you get into the trumpet? Just quickly on the trumpet before we get into.
So since I was a kid in Portugal, so I born in Portugal and I grown up in my hometown band. Then I was a musician in the army, a professional musician. I moved to London, where I've been playing as well, and then I moved to Taunton.
So what brought you to Taunton?
A quieter life for my kids. Yes, a better life than London. London was a bit crazy.
Well, we love having you here, for sure, because we love the trumpet. But also, we want to talk about boxing, because you're a boxer / trumpeter. That's quite a rare combination, I'd have thought, Luis, isn't it?
Yes.
Not many of those around.
I have a few friends who do that, but not many professional trumpet players will do that, because there is the myth of your lips. A lot of my fans are saying, you're going to box and your lips, and that's just wrong. Mm-hmm. Is the place you're going to get hit less is your mouth. Because if you box someone, we are always protected.
You protect your mouth.
Always. It's really rare you get punched in the mouth. It's more the eyes, on the side. And boxing is not as dangerous as people think as well. It's a clever... I thought it was. When I started boxing, you always think, I want to be tough and I want to be the hard guy. And that's the people who loses the boxing games.
Right.
You need to be clever. That's like a chess game.
Okay.
It's more about your brain and being focused. And that's what my coach... I'm lucky because my coach coaches an international champion. So it's David Wentwistle. He's my coach. And he coaches Pavel, which is fighting on Saturday in Bristol for a title as well. So, and I'm lucky. So I'm with the best.
We had David on the show not that long ago, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, with Joe Penfold.
That's it.
Exactly.
He's also a young champion, isn't he? So clearly a good
national
coach.
Champion. Yeah. That's what I mean. David is the only guy around here that has all the champions in one class. So he has them all.
He's the one to be with.
Oh yeah. And he's all about focus. He doesn't want it to be tough. He doesn't want it to be. He wants you to focus and know what you are doing, and that's the most important.
Well, let's talk about how you got into boxing then. So you said when you started you were slightly worried about it, weren't you? You said about being the tough guy, getting hurt maybe. So what made you start in the first place?
When I started boxing was in the army, and then I thought I was a boxer. And I was not. So in the army, you always learn how to box to fight, to go to a mission, to know how to fight anyone. But when I started boxing with Dave, so I've been stopped for 7 years. And when I started boxing with Dave, was with a mission of helping the children's hospice. That's what I want to do, and we will talk about that. But I thought I was tough. I was hard. I was a hard guy. I know how to do it. And then you get there and you just get smashed. Because you can't do too much. You need to know what you are doing. You need to be clever. You need to relax. And David, one of the best things about boxing, he relaxed me a lot. It was so good for my mental health, for my physical, for my body. So relaxing. I'm much quieter now. Even when I'm playing the trumpet, I don't worry too much about opinions anymore. Or it just brought me to another level, and that's amazing.
Great. Wow. So the mental side of it as well as the physical side is important. Right. Okay.
Boxing, I think, is the most important, is the mental side of it.
Now, obviously, there are injuries that can happen through boxing. I know you said that it's not as bad as you think, but it's still, there are still risks involved. Aren't you getting hit in the head? So that's always,
as you can see my eye.
Okay, so you've got a bit of a bruise on your eye, a bit of a black eye at the moment.
I was sparring, technical sparring yesterday, and again, by a big mistake of mine, I just looked to the side and I got one on my eye.
Right.
But it was my fault, what I mean. But the best feeling of boxing, and people who doesn't do it will maybe think, that's hard, but when you do it is so good, is you will shake hands with the guy that punched you in the end. And that respect and that knowing that you are doing something just for sports and not to hurt or because you like blood, is not like that. We are there and we are friends. And that's amazing, because in the end, that's what it is about. And boxing took so many people from the streets in this town. And people sometimes doesn't see that. David, I know David, but other coaches as well, and then I have to give the value to anyone. They take a lot of kids from the streets, they are doing a mess, they come to the gym, they start boxing. The coaches don't allow them to fight outside. If not, they can't box anymore. So there is always that pressure, and they like boxing, so they keep it like that, and that's amazing.
Well, that's great, isn't it?
It is.
If it's sort of helping young people to find something they love and get involved with,
Exactly.
make friends, socialise,
Yes.
keeps them occupied. It's really good, really good. What do your family think of boxing when you took it up again after 7 years? What did your wife say? What did your kids say?
Well, because of the reason I'm boxing mainly is because I lost my nephew. So my wife's direct nephew, so from her sister, on Christmas Eve. So we brought him from London, and he ended up suddenly he was here getting really happy for 5 months here, and he just got a brain cancer.
Gosh.
And he died on Christmas Eve at the Children's Hospice Southwest. So when I started boxing again was a way to give back to that hospice, because people has no idea. It's like a dream. If you think Disneyland for kids is amazing, that place is exactly that for kids who are dying, and they pay nothing. So our family has been there, not me, but they have been there weeks and weeks not paying, just waiting for the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that has to be paid by charity, because that's the only way they survive. And then I know people think again, you are a trumpet player, so boxing. But if I do a concert, people won't donate £10,000 on the concert. But as what I'm doing is a big risk, because I'm a trumpet player, people needs risk to do big donations.
That danger, yeah.
I never understood why, but they need it. Why people doesn't give you £10,000 to help something, but you need maybe to escalate Everest to get that? You know, they always wait for you to do something like that. So that's why I decided to. But then when I started working with Dave, I just fall totally in love with boxing. Man, is like my second job at the moment. You know, I mean, I train every single day. I just want more and more, and bring more people into that, and it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Oh, I love speaking to people about passions. We just spoke about baseball. We had someone really passionate about that, and now you with boxing. I want to talk about your nephew. Obviously, a really tragic story that you're talking about there. So, when did you find out that he was very unwell? You said, was it brain cancer, I think you said. So how long was he unwell for?
So we brought him from London maybe around June, yes, and he was adapted, so a totally different life, because he came from a rough thing with his father, so the father didn't care. So we brought him here to give them a better life, as we came seeking for when we came to Taunton. And this town is amazing, and people sometimes should value it more, because we come here, this is a paradise, man. And he was really happy. Every time I was playing on the street, everyone knew him, because he was always waving everyone and saying, hey brother to everyone, really. And one day he just went to my house, and his eyes were turning up. Like, he was looking at you, but the eyes were not connecting at you, and that wasn't normal on him. And I told to his mother, something is wrong. And she said, no, maybe he's just pretending now. Go to the hospital, something is wrong. And then his tongue started rolling a bit. So she went to the hospital straight away when she got there. We live really close by to the hospital, like 10 minutes walk.
From Musgrove?
From Musgrove. Yeah. And they were amazing with him. As soon as she got there, they sent her to do the examinations and said, you need to stay here. So we knew
something
straight away.
Was serious, yeah.
Yeah, so they called me. I went there. Because I had to translate a bit, because her English was not as good. And he had a brain exactly at the back of the neck, where it connects the head and the neck. And in that place, the doctor just told me, Luis, if we take this out, this is the place where the balance of the body connects. If we touch it, he dies now. So the only way is waiting.
Yeah.
And it was maybe November. My wife is there, she's almost crying.
Yeah.
But it was really... And he was like a son for me, you know what I mean? Because I helped him a lot when we were in London. I helped him here. And it was just too hard. He was the strongest boy you can imagine. And my sister-in-law, funny or not, because it's not fun, is a way to say, she had two boys. So Matthias, 4-year-old, Bernardo, 3-year-old, and a baby girl. And Matthias was the strong one. The other one, he has autism, he can't see, a lot of problems. So he depended on Matthias. Matthias was always taking him and guiding him. And so we lost him, but Bernardo lost also the only thing that was keeping him. So now I have Bernardo calling me daddy, and because he doesn't even know in his mind, as he's autistic, and he doesn't even know if I'm uncle, if I'm daddy, but that's how he sees me, and I love that. But I just decided to do this for them, because Matthias loved martial arts. That's one of the things he loved, football and martial arts, and that's the reason I'm doing this. So I'm getting a lot of sponsorships to help my preparation. But I would like to say this: the sponsorships from companies are to pay, of course, my sessions with David, because he needs to be paid. The job he does and the price he's doing to me is nothing. So he's doing a great job with me as well. But then I have donations straight to the hospice, and this is where I want people to donate. £10,000 is my target.
Wow.
I have the Rotary Club donated 500 straight away, and a lot of other people from town. We got almost £1,000 straight in 1 week, straight away when I started. And I have a few companies sponsoring me as well to my preparation, and I need help with that as well, of course.
Well, let's talk about that. So how do people sponsor you, or how do they contact you to talk about it?
So they can go to my Facebook page as a trumpet player, Luís Martelo Trumpet. If you search on Google, you will see. I have my new shop, my new music shop, where Luke have been with me in town, which is at the Sangha House. So it's a music shop. You can go there and speak with me as well. And as I said, you can donate straight to the hospice and help them straight away. So, and that money doesn't come through me at all. They will get it from the GoFund. Or you can contact me and support as well my preparation, because it's the time I'm taking, my blues high, as you see. I need a health insurance. I need some cares. I need massage. And of course, as a musician, I need to relax. But I also need to pay David, and I should pay much more than I can, because he's unbelievable. Everything he's doing for me he just brought me into another family, and I will never forget what he's doing for me too.
It's an incredible story, and such a sad story as well. But you're making a positive of it. You're giving back some money. Obviously there a lot of money went into the care, I'm guessing, that Mateusz had. So to have that back is a huge thing.
At the moment, they got £2,000 already.
Well, that's brilliant. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? It's a lot of money. Now, your wife's sitting here in the studio with us, Flavia. It's lovely to have you here. I know it was quite upsetting to hear the story there. I know she said she didn't want to speak, but I would love to ask you a question, if that's all right. I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot here. Maybe you can translate if you'd find it easier in Portuguese.
She speaks English perfectly.
Perfect. I just wanted to ask you, Flavia, you might have to come over to this microphone here to speak. I just wanted to ask you how proud you are of your husband, of Luis, in what he's doing and how he's helping out with your family. How proud do you feel of him and what he's going through to do this?
Hello. What can I say? I'm really proud of him, not just because what he's doing. It's just, he's amazing.
She's my wife.
Yeah, I can see it's upsetting for you. I know the story sounds heartbreaking, and thank you for talking about it. But when you were going through those real lows, and going through the really tragic death of your nephew, did you ever think that something like this might come from it, that there would be, that your husband would get back into boxing first of all, and then would also raise all that money?
I never thought that he will do something like this, but it's not just because he's boxing. He always liked sport, so for him to do this, and for the reason why, it makes me more proud of him, no matter what. So I'm with you always.
Oh, you two are great. They're a very, very cute couple. Thank you very much, Flavia. Sorry, I put you right on the spot there, but it was lovely to hear from you. Finally then, Luis, let's talk about when people can come and support you, because have you got a match booked? Is there in the way?
Yes.
So tell us about that.
It will be at the Shrewsbury Hotel in Ilminster.
The Shrewsbury Hotel?
Shrewsbury Hotel. I never know how to say that. My accent is really strong on that. It's one tricky word. Yeah, but it will be on the 8th of October. And so you can see it on my page. Is organized by the Black Tie Events. Will be a dinner, big dinner. You need to go on a suite with a black tie suit, with ladies on a night dress. But will be great. Will be more fights, not only mine. And if you can, this Saturday you can go to Bristol and watch Pavel fighting for the title, which is from my gym and is an international champion. You should all Taunton should go and watch him. And it's already a good preparation for my fight. But my fight will be a good one.
Yeah.
I promise a good show, and that's the most important there.
Absolutely.
will.
It's not about the result, is it? It's about making sure
No,
that
but I
you put
will
up-
win.
You
Just
are-
to say, I will win anyway, all right?
Love how confident you are. Look, it's great meeting you both. Thank you so much for coming in,
Thank you, brother.
and best of luck.